Renting versus buying. At the end of the day, all it comes down to is, do you like money? Yes or no? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dean, also known as Jew. Welcome back to another episode of Roll Estate. Before we even start, I need you to like, comment. Well, don't even comment yet. Comment afterwards. But like, subscribe, all that. Share this joint. I need help. I'm trying to get subscribers. Y'all know I be laughing and joking with y'all and playing, but this video, honestly, this video gonna come from inside of me. I'm a real estate agent, duh. One of the most common things that people ask me is, Dean, should I buy a house or should I rent a house? Mind you, what I'm about to tell y'all, this is not me basically saying buy a house because I know you got to come to me to buy a house. This ain't me trying to solicit for business or none of that. This is me keeping it a stack with you right here. This is me holding your hand and sitting you down and letting you know how this works. To keep it short and sweet, if you know you going to an area for anything more than 2 years, like logically, I mean, we not psychics, but if you know you're gonna be there for more than 2 years, you honestly should be trying to buy instead of rent. This started from a comment somebody made on Facebook a while ago. I don't dive into like arguments on Facebook. I'm just not that type of person. I'm one of them you got it type of people. I don't even know this person. This person said, well, I don't understand the difference between buying a house or renting a house, because if you don't pay your bills, they gonna come take the house anyway. The first thing I said was, bro, that's not exactly how it works. But I do try to be a person of understanding, because if I just judge somebody based off what they say and not think of why they said that, I'm doing myself a disservice. I said, you know what? In some sense, that person is right. If you rent a house and you don't pay your rent, they gonna kick you out. If you purchase a house and you don't pay your mortgage, they gonna kick you out. So you are right. Now, I'm gonna take the conversation a little bit deeper of why people should buy instead of rent. Let's look at the similarities. Rent and mortgage are payments for you to live somewhere. Payments for shelter. They are alike in that fashion. Now, when you're renting something, you are paying a X amount of dollars to stay in a place at your convenience because somebody else has a mortgage on that place. When you pay a mortgage, you are paying a lender, the person who gave you the money to buy that house, so you can potentially pay them off and outrightly own the house. I'm gonna take a big leap of, in order to buy, not everybody can buy. More people can rent than they can buy, because when you buying, you gotta take certain things into consideration. You gotta take into consideration your income. You gotta take into consideration your credit. You gotta take into consideration your debt to income, your debt ratio, to debt to income ratio. You have to take into account your standby funds, money that you have, because it's life. I mean, things can happen. You might have to still pay bills and not have a job. You never know. Why would I do that? Why would I buy as opposed to rent? Because when you rent something, that money that you pay every month, that money is never coming back. That money going out the window every time you make a payment. So people say, well, it's doing the same thing with mortgage. No, it is not. When you own something, you can sell it. You can't sell rent. I'll make up a totally random situation, but it's gonna be very realistic. So let's just say you buy a $250,000 house in Virginia and you got decent credit. Not amazing, not trash. And let's just say your monthly payment is $1,650. You can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for $250 and pay $1,650 a month, or you could rent a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for $1,650. I mean, this is realistic as you can be. let's just say you rent for 5 years. Take $1,650 and multiply that number by 12, and then multiply that number by 5. That number that you're looking at in your calculator is how much money you spent over 5 years for shelter. That's your rent. That money gone. I think what people don't, and I'm not judging you if you don't know this, what people don't understand is when you buy a house, the reason that buying a house is such a great moment is because out of all the things you're going to buy in your life, a house is probably the only thing that's potentially going to increase in value as you own it. When you buy a car, the moment you drive off the lot, if you wanted to trade that car in the next day, they're not going to give you the money that you just paid the day before. It don't work like that. Say you bought a house for $250 and you live in it for 5 years. Now, when that 5 years, say they done built a school close to you. Say they done brought a sports team to your area. Say it's a reason for people to come to close to where you live, like a new business going up. That causes market value to go up. Now, when market value goes up, your house that you just bought for $250 in about 5 years, say it rises to $315. That's not unrealistic. Now, people always say, you know, well, if I got a house, then everything's on me. Bruh, you an adult. I mean, that's the easiest way to say it. I mean, your life on you, ain't it? I mean, I understand stuff can break, but you take precautions, bruh. You don't walk in dark alleys because you know you might get robbed. When you get in your house, learn how to make your house better. Like, I'm not telling you got to go on and get a whole degree of plumbing or nothing like that, but learn how simple things work. Like, when something breaks, you need to be able to take care of yourself. I mean, I'm by all means, I'm not no full-on contractor, but if certain things happen at the house, I know what to do. So what I'm saying is, while you in the house, people ask, well, why would I want to fix stuff up around the house? Because it's a sense of ownership. It's a sense of pride. I ain't saying you got to go Pablo Picasso and paint every room. Learn how to do simple flooring. Like, upgrade the house, because when you live there, you're going to value it more. It's yours. Now, this is where it gets good. You got simple market value. So if the value of the house itself rose to $315, and then you start comparing your house to other houses selling for $315, and you've made updates over the time, your house could probably sell for more than $315. The biggest part of ownership is equity. Equity is the amount that your house can sell for based off other houses in the area that's similar to yours, and you subtract how much you owe on the house. So if your house is worth $315 and you bought it for $250, you're not making payments on $315. You're making payments on what you bought it for $250. The upside to buying is you can sell your house. You can't sell rent. Remember that number that y'all wrote down now. If the house rose to $315 and you sell it, and you owe on it what you owed from you paying down every month, because you had to make a payment every month. I just said you could walk away with, like, I don't know, 35, 40, 50 grand. I mean, that's money that's money coming back to you. That's how investing works. Money come back. People say, well, you know, I don't plan on living here for long. If you're going to be there more than two years and you capable of buying, you should be buying, because you're going to leave. If you leave, just sell the house and make some of your money back. What I'm saying is, the reason why people like me should buy a house is because you put yourself ahead. Like, when you was in school and you graduated from school, your next decision after school, you made the decision to put yourself ahead. If you decided to go to work because you had a kid to provide for, you wanted to put yourself ahead. If you decided to go to college so you can get a better job, it's because you want to put yourself ahead. If you wanted to join the military so you can see the world and have a good opportunity at life, it was because you wanted to put yourself ahead. So why, when it comes to buying and renting, so much people choose to set themselves back? Now, mind you, I'm not going to sit here in front and act like when I was growing up, like, my goal was to buy a house and invest money and, you know what I'm saying, make my money back. And all. I ain't even going to play it like that. I'm talking to you from somebody who bought a house, sold their house, and sells houses for a living. I'm not getting paid for this. Nobody asked me to do this. I'm doing this just so somebody can watch this and help themselves. So what I'm getting at is, be smart with your money. Put yourself ahead. And you know what? In regards to my military folk, I'm in Hampton Roads, so it's a bunch of military people here. I got a bunch of friends in the military. Some of y'all not gonna stand there the whole 20 years, and y'all know it. Y'all in the military now knowing that you're gonna get out shortly. That's cool. If I'm not mistaken, when you're in the military and you don't live on base housing, you get paid BAH. I'm not in the military, so I'm not an expert on y'all processes, but I know, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me in the comments, you get BAH for housing. That BAH is based off of your filing status, so if you married, you get more, and things of that nature. So the government gives you money to help with your housing. So, if you rent, you get BAH. If you buy, you get BAH. So you mean to tell me the government is giving y'all money to assist with your housing, and you haven't bought a house yet? Because if you would have bought the house would have probably increased in value, you would have sold it, and you're going to walk away with money. And the kicker is, you don't even have to give that money back. That's your money in your pocket. So the government's giving you money to make money, and you still haven't bought a house yet. Buy a house. Come on, man, buy a house. And some people don't have people holding their hand telling them this, but if you have the opportunity to, care if you're in the middle of nowhere, if you have the opportunity to buy a house, buy a house. Your money is better spent there. Just buy a property because it holds value. You don't have to blow the bank on your first house. I think people lost in thinking, hey, I see houses for sale, but the house that I really want, I can't afford right now because of down payments and all that stuff. I think people lost in understanding what getting from point A to C means. You got to stop at B first. Like, some people think you can just go from no house to the house of your dreams. It does not work like that. Buy you a small house. Save some of your money on your shelter every month by owning, because you're going to sell that house. When you move, sell the house, take the money that you made from the sale of the house, and use that money to get you into the next house. Come on, man. If you ever in a situation where you know you're not going nowhere no time soon and you can buy instead of rent, bro, buy. But that's my little rant for today. Why you should buy as opposed to renting. I mean, if y'all want to, feel free to comment. If y'all feel anything I said was wrong, comment below. I mean, I'm here for all the smoke. I'm here. I want to hear what y'all got to say. If y'all like the video, if y'all want to hear me talk about something, drop it in the comments. Hit the like button, share it with your friends. But that's it, man. It's another episode of Roller Estate. It's been a long week. I actually got a closing next week. So we got somebody about to get into a house giving out keys that day. But it's your boy Jew. It's another episode of Roller Estate. Y'all be easy, man. I'm gone.